Today we're going to talk about the T57 Heavy. This tank is a very unique tank. It has a lot of flaws, a lot of issues, but if you can play it right, it does get the job done, and you will come out victorious. So we'll check the detail overview. 2300 hit points. It's kind of on the low side if you compare it to the German heavy tanks. The German heavy tanks are a lot higher by 2 to 700 hit points, so it does matter because in World Tanks it is all about the hit points. This is a hit point game for sure. View range, I have the coated optics, so it's buffed for me, but I believe it's 252.8, and with the coated optics that I'm using, it brings 17 meters in, so it's 269.8 for me. Concealment doesn't matter because with this tank you're gonna get seen. This tank is more of like a sit in the back snipe type of autoloader, but it just doesn't matter at tier 10. You'll get hit unless you manage to have like a really good game where your team is just full on aggressive and they're maintaining the battlefield to where you can just sit in the back and just eat chips and have fun. Damage per minute is 2,885. With my luck, it's about 1,000 on average because, you know, RNG loves me. Magazine reload time is 19.95, and the AMAX 50B is 19.44. So that extra point, what was it, 5-1-ish? It matters because they're going to be able to get the hit on you. First, if you were looking at them in the face, after a full reload, shell reload time is 2.50 seconds, which is I'd say it's relatively quick. Shells in the magazine is 3, which is standard because the 50B and the Kranwagen, they have 3 in their magazine as well. Average penetration is 258 for AP, which I think is kind of on the low side, but it will hurt most tanks. High explosive anti-tank is 340. Sadly, you're going to have to use it quite a bit with some tanks frontally if you can't get to the side of them. And high explosive is 60. The damage on average is 400, so 3 in the magazine, that's 1200. But like I said, with my luck, I'll be lucky to even roll 1,000 out of it. High explosive anti-tank at 340. It's decent. I wouldn't say it's, fantastic, but you're gonna have to use it to get through some thick armor, so it is what it is. And high explosive at 515. I love how they always give it like way more, even though it's not really worth it because you're just better off using armor piercing or high explosive anti-tank to me, because it's just not worth it. High explosive at tier 10 in my opinion, unless you're rocking like the Death Star or the FV 4005 or something, where you're just gonna get insane hit point damage out of it. Aiming time at 3.6 seconds, I would say it's medium. Like, it's not too bad, but not too quick either. Dispersion at 323, so relatively accurate, but those far away shots, we're all hoping and praying. Your gun degrees up is 12, your depression down is 8. To me, that's not really too fantastic. So it's kind of more of like a level ground tank, or you're gonna have to be, on the slope of the hill or something. Top speed 35, kind of slow. Reverse is 12, again kind of slow. Your average speed is 31, which is slow. Power to rate ratio is 16.4 with a weight of 54.43. So this thing does not have the power to get you up a hill very fast, or probably even a bump for that matter. 41 for your turn rate. Your turn rate is 41.68 degrees per second, and your hold turn rate is 34.73, which, depending on the terrain, that's going to be pretty slow. and your engine power is 891, but I'm also using the fuel for this, and I don't really have the engine equipment, but we'll get into that here in a second. So consumables, I'm just running the standard repair kit, health kit, automatic fire extinguisher. Again, I'm running the case of cola, improved fuel, which helps that engine power give me 81 horsepower, whole turn rate, power to weight, and average speed. So you're definitely going to need the improved fuel and a bottle of cola, because I'm trying to get my crew up there. They're not at 100%. 24 armor piercing rounds and 12 high explosive rounds, and here's your more detailed 245 to 271 at 300 to 500. So if you roll 300 times 3, that's 900, and if you roll 500 times 3, that's 1500 damage. With high explosive anti-tank, you get 323 to 357 at 255 to 425. So that's pretty low if you roll 255, but with my luck I'll probably roll even lower. With the equipment, I'm running vents, defense system, coated optics, which helps that V-range buff. If I was to run more, it would be the enhanced gun lane drive, the armor, cross the fingers, hopefully I could deflect more rounds. Definitely the engine accelerator, like I was talking about, this would really be a benefit. Vertical stabilizer, toolbox, and then the consumable delivery system to help with the cooldown. Okay, so I just got into this match, and this is the typical heavy route for this map, is the spawn on 1, and the enemy spawn is the 1-2, which is kind of a weird setup, because if you're on the 2 on my side, then you have a closer advantage going around the flag and then up through the hill area where both those meds are. So being here, usually where I'm at, it's like the typical tank destroyer, hide in the bush deal, but with the 57 Heavy you can't really pick a fight frontally. So I try to go for this E50M real quick just to get a simple snap, and I focus on the IS-7, and then I see this E75, which I thought was pretty weird. Didn't focus on me, which I thought he was going to, but we took care of him really quick. As the IS-7 pulls up, try to go for a quick one. Didn't make it, so then he hits me. I wait for the track, because I usually tend to not repair tracks if they back off. Back up down the hill to try to get side shots on them. So as we make our way around, I was going to focus on the IS-7, but we had the VK right there and the E50, which, I mean, I don't know how I didn't get a target indicator for that, but oh well, it worked. Go for the track, hit him in the side. Wait the reload out because it's deathly long. And basically by the time I get there, they're all going to be dead anyways. But we make it in time. Looking at the VK, doesn't happen. Go for the IS-7. Whip out the old heat. Still didn't matter. Then we're going to work on the last tank destroyer in the back, and that'll be it.